say they will vote to advance the nomination. The statement from Tom Tillis and John Cornyn after Blanche formally rescinded the nearly $2 billion fund to compensate President Trump's allies. A massive attack on Iran called off again.
In a familiar pattern, President Trump this morning backing down from his latest threat to launch massive strikes against Iran, claiming again to be on the verge of a breakthrough, saying he hit pause on strikes scheduled for Sunday evening at the request of Iran and Middle East allies.
ABC's Mary Bruce at the White House. Canada's second largest airline, WestJet, has agreed to a tentative agreement with flight attendants to end a strike that began over the weekend. Mauricio Pochettino is coach of the U.S. men's soccer team for a while longer. He's agreed to a 4-year contract through the 2030 World Cup. This is ABC News. Construction sites nationwide have been quieter places this summer. It seems we're just not building as much as we used to.
The monthly construction spending report lags by a month, so the latest figures reflect construction activity in June. Residential and private construction both fell that month, while non-residential building picked up about 0.1%. The Census Bureau says construction spending hit a plateau in mid-2024 and has been trending downward ever since.
ABC's Jim Ryan. One place where construction happened a bit shoddily, it seems, the reflecting pool in D.C. The U.S. attorney dropping charges against the man she had said vandalized it.
This really was a stunning reversal by the Justice Department, dropping these vandalism charges against the former Olympic rower David Hearn. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro saying that Interior Department documents showed the contractor's botched job caused the damage, not Hearn. But the president is continuing to insist it was vandals that ruined his beautification project.
That's Mary Bruce. This is ABC News.
Wildfires burning in and around Spokane have forced thousands to evacuate. But first, a check on the roads. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Everett to Seattle is about an hour and 20 minutes. It's an hour and 10 from Everett to Bellevue as things are getting better the further you move away from Linwood. Federal Way to Seattle is under 50 minutes right now. There's a big backup in Fife. There's a crash there on the off-ramp. Otherwise, lake bridges are clear. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Wildfires near Spokane have forced an estimated 60,000 people from their homes as fast-moving flames continue to spread across eastern Washington. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Close to 700 structures have been destroyed, including hundreds of homes. Residents across Spokane are being told to evacuate now. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
Hundreds of firefighters, including crews from California and Australia, are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds, leaving 60,000 people wondering if their homes will survive. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A standoff has ended peacefully in Bonnie Lake. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal stabbing in the 2200 block of 101st Street East. Deputy Carly Capetto says the 37-year-old suspect barricaded himself in the home early this morning.
SWAT arrived, and after nearly 4 hours of negotiations and chemical agents being deployed into the home, the suspect came out peacefully.
Both the suspect and the victim lived inside the home. The homicide investigation continues. King County and Seattle leaders are unveiling their next steps for the Regional Homelessness Authority. During a virtual briefing today, officials will present transition plans designed to stabilize the agency, reset its operations, and shift management of service contracts. The proposals are being submitted to the King County and Seattle councils, with more details expected after the briefing. 2 Puyallup school officials are facing criminal charges for allegedly ignoring a sexual assault report. The News Tribune reports prosecutors charged the principal and athletic coordinator at Rogers High School. A student wrestler accused a transgender opponent of sexually assaulting her during a December match. Court documents show the school officials waited for almost 2 months before calling police or child services. State law requires school staff to report those allegations within 48 hours. Prosecutors say they are not charging the accused athlete because the case would be too difficult to prove. The 2 officials are scheduled for arraignment hearing today. It was a walk-off weekend for the Mariners against the Minnesota Twins as the team won both Saturday and Sunday in the bottom of the 9th.
Here comes Fairchild on the score. Walk-off winner for the second day in a row. Cole Emerson with a screaming line drive base hit down the right field line.
The team has the day off today before welcoming the Detroit Tigers into town tomorrow. And for your forecast, we've got lots of haze on the way, but warmer weather. Highs will be close to the 80s today. Right now, it's about 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's already August 3rd. Of 2026. Where has this year gone? The summer is almost
going by too quickly.
Too quick this year.
We need to slow it down a little bit.
Slow down this year. It is August 3rd, but good morning to all of you. Grateful that you're hanging out with the Gee and Ursula Show. And of course, you know how we do. I think we got a lot in store for y'all today.
We do.
Yeah.
On top of everything else, it's my birthday week.
Yay! Yay! There we go.
Okay, I will not overdo it this week. Last year was a little much. Text us, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Do you know that for only the third time in history, women outnumber men in the workplace? And coming up at 9:30, we're going to tell you why the stay-at-home boyfriend trend is here to stay. But we are ready now. Let's get to it.
By the way, I don't think I'm going to be popular on that topic.
Oh.
I might ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
So I will apologize in advance. But right now, let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
You've been seeing it on the news. You've been hearing it in our newscasts. Much of Spokane right now is burning with a speed and fury that is already making it one of the most destructive wildfires in Washington history. 3 fires erupted on Saturday, and within minutes, they exploded into walls of flame. This couple were among the 60,000 people who've been ordered to leave their homes.
My brother had called, and he was just in tears. And he was like, there's flames in our backyard. We have to go now.
The fire was so bad. 10, 15-foot flames coming up over the fence. Yeah, everything was just burning. Probably the worst part all night last night was just thinking about, is that house going to be there or not when we come home?
Now, they were lucky. Their home was spared. But Eric Frank was not as fortunate. He was working in his garden when he smelled the fire coming on Saturday.
It started coming up this way, and then I smelled plastic. You can smell when a house is burning. I had hopes that my sprinklers were going to work, but I came around the corner and I saw my chimney, and it's just stuff. So I don't think I'm going to rebuild here because I don't ever want to have to relive a fire coming up this hill again.
He was speaking with KHQ. My heart goes out to these folks. About 700 homes and buildings have already burned. Gas leaks were igniting in the streets, water gushing from broken pipes. Families were sleeping in their cars. Others were able to escape the flames, but they only had their clothes and their pets and whatever they could grab. They have no idea whether they still have homes. And as of right now, investigators don't know what sparked these fires.
Yeah. My heart goes out to all of the families that have been impacted by this whole thing. Also, my prayers go out to all of the first responders, firefighters, law enforcement, all of them out there doing their jobs, because as we all know, something like this, we hear this happening. Unfortunately, we remember hearing about it in California a couple years back, and then now this, so my heart really goes out. I just want to say this, Ursula. Anyone talking about this was happening in Spokane, and you're talking about it from a political angle, shame on you. Please put that aside right now. The one thing I did appreciate and I loved, I want to give a big shout out to Governor Bob Ferguson. I loved how he got on right away and acknowledged his communication with our president. And he talked about how things were going great and how they are looking out for what's best for the people that are impacted. He thanked the federal government for their support. I loved how he came out there and he did that. There'll be plenty of political debates later. I just wanted to give a shout out because sometimes with Governor Ferguson. I say some things, but I wanted to really give a shout out to that. I love that response by him on this whole thing.
I mean, we're going to need a coordinated response. There are firefighters from all over the country coming here. I saw this leading the news in national news broadcasts. And what strikes me is whether it's L.A. or Lahaina, basically we're finding that modern wildfires don't stop at the edge of town. When you look at Spokane, if you're familiar with Spokane at all, I mean, these are neighborhoods. The flames were able to jump the Spokane River and are in neighborhoods where, I mean, you just don't expect to see something like this. And the question would be, are Washington cities prepared for wildfires that now are like these urban disasters? We talked to Ted Beener, remember, a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how this is going to be something that we see more and more often in urban areas. And so are we going to have Ted Beener? What time are we going to have him?
He's going to be on at 10.
Okay, so he will be joining us at 10 o'clock, and we'll get more details on this. But certainly as we find out more about how we can also help the folks in Spokane, please let us know if we can use our platform to do good, because we would certainly like to help them over there. New details this morning about former Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes. We've learned that his forced resignation comes with a package worth more than $700,000. The city is going to pay him about $590,000, equal to 18 months of salary and a year of health insurance. And then he also keeps the $110,000 that he got in hiring and relocation bonuses. And in return, he agrees not to sue the city. And in all of this, I was also looking like, are there any new details about what's going on with the investigation itself? So as of right now, there have been no newly announced arrests. The 15-year-old is still in juvenile detention, charged with firing that ghost gun into the crowd, and prosecutors want to try him as an adult. But as we've been reporting, his gun did not fire those bullets that killed the two innocent bystanders. And ballistics indicate 4 guns were fired, 2 remain missing, and police say they're still looking for other people involved. In the meantime, Interim Chief Andre Sales now says his first priority is putting more officers on foot and bicycles at Seattle's major summer events.
Well, we got it fast. I'm talking about fast. This is how you move. By Wednesday night at 7:45 p.m., the mayor has a meeting with the chief, Sean Barnes. He was asked then to resign. We don't know what that number was they offered him in the very beginning was. But then all I know is, Ursula, by Thursday morning, by Thursday, the resignation was signed. And then by Friday, the public had the framework of the settlement. You see the signature of Sean Barnes, and you see the signature of the mayor. You know what? It's interesting. You kind of alluded to it just a second ago. We have the details of the settlement of a chief that's no longer here. Watch this. We got the details of the settlements before we got the description of the alleged suspect or suspects that's still out there.
Yes.
Let that sink in for y'all. Let y'all understand what this is really about. Y'all can say all y'all want to about Chief Sean Barnes. He gone. He's not here anymore. You can talk about tax liens. You can talk about his settlement. You can break it down, what he have to pay and what he doesn't have to pay. You can talk about the health insurance. I want you to remember this one thing. Remember that you got all the details. You got it all dialed in. You know all of this stuff about the chief, but you know what you don't know? You still don't know the description of the alleged suspect or suspects that are still out there. I want to know, where's the urgency for that? Y'all got all the time in the world to talk about what Chief Barnes did, where he lived, where he was going. How about this? How about you put them details out on what happened in them 5 hours when it took you forever to alert the public? Let's talk about that. How about you let us know if and when you gonna turn them damn cameras on? How about that? Tell us about those things. I tell you what, do me a favor going forward. I don't care about anything dealing with the chief that's gone. I want relief for the families. I want relief for those impacted by that tragedy. I want you to talk about the feeling that is going to happen for people that might not want to go to crowds anymore. But we're talking about everything else. It's like a dang on magic trick, Ursula. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, my God, look at this. Just talk and stay to the point. We, you, me, we want to know, what is the description of the suspect or suspects that's still out there?
Yeah, like I said, I had to look it up. I mean, I was like, wait, is there anything new on the investigation?
Nothing about look, think about it. You got the details. Oh, look, he doesn't have to pay this. He doesn't have to do this. Man, I know we smarter than that. I know we are. I want to know, are you going to turn the cameras on? Seattle wants to know, is Seattle ready for an emergency? We're talking about Spokane. My love and prayer goes out to the people of Spokane. If an emergency happens here in Seattle tomorrow, are we ready?
Really?
Do we have the confidence in this administration that, G, we know the communication, she's still learning on the job?
Yeah. No, the answer to that question would be no. We still have the high level of ineptitude, incompetence right now in the mayor's office. And we still don't have new details on this investigation.
But you know what we did learn before you move on, Ursula? We learned how fast they can move with internal paperwork when it comes to demonizing somebody, but you can't move that fast when it comes to an investigation of what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. Keep that same energy and urgency to catch the violent criminals that allegedly that are still out there. Again, let me just say this. We don't even know if he was wearing a pair of jeans.
No.
We don't know if it was a red shirt, blue shirt,
we don't know if there's
white
one,
shirt.
two.
We don't know if it's 1, 2. We don't know everything. But you know what we do know? We know that Sean Barnes lived here. We know about the tax lien. We know about the 1040 IRS tax lien. We know about 2022, 23, 24. Oh, we know all of those things. And by the way, watch this, y'all. They gon' talk about it all day today. They gon' tell you about Sean Barnes this, Sean Barnes that. Sean Barnes gone. He gone. We still here.
Yes.
He in Chicago.
Is he already back in Chicago? Has he moved that fast? And by the way, the interim chief, we're going to have to see what goes on there, because the interim chief also acknowledged, remember, on Friday that he has a place in Chicago. It's like, wait, what's going on with that? I know I mentioned that last Friday, but I know. I just thought that was somewhat ironic when the mayor said one of the things that she really wants in this next chief is someone who is more invested and who actually lives in the city, or at least in the vicinity. Okay, let's move on, because in case you didn't hear it in Katrina's newscast, there are 2 administrators at Rogers High School in Puyallup who are now facing criminal charges over the response to a student wrestler's allegation of sexual assault. Principal Jason Smith and athletic coordinator Peter Collins are each charged with failure to comply with Washington's mandatory reporting law, and that is a gross misdemeanor. And these allegations stem from a wrestling match at Emerald Ridge High School on December 6th. The female wrestler from Rogers says her transgender opponent intentionally pressed fingers into her vagina while positioned on top of her during the match, which is an act sometimes called an oil check. 2 days later, the wrestler's mother emailed the coach about what had happened, and according to charging documents, that email was forwarded to the athletic coordinator, and the principal was copied on a response. The coach then met with the principal, who reportedly said he would contact Emerald Ridge's athletic director and begin an investigation. And the wrestler's mother also provided the school with video of the match that night. But prosecutors say neither Smith nor Collins reported the allegation to law enforcement or the Department of Children, Youth, and Families within the required 48 hours. Instead, they say 55 days passed.
Okay. I want to, Ursula, I made sure to read that article really well. So I want to first say this. We all know Washington's mandatory reporting laws. If that was violated, timing and all of those things, I'm going to go ahead, Ursula, and let the courts, let them go ahead and weigh in on that part. Okay? I just want to just say that. Now, this is going to be interesting. it's interesting because, as you see and you said, in June, the courts, the prosecutors, they decided not to bring charges because they didn't believe that they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt on this thing, right? And according to this article, this is the people that have been charged is now a principal and an athletic coordinator. The principal was a one-time principal of the year. The principal, 55 years old, been in the game, education for over 30 years. According to this article, I don't see anything, any past history or anything like that. So Ursula, I'm watching this with my good eye on this topic. But again, I want to go back to where I started.
Yes, I know.
That 55 days and all that, I don't know. I'll let the courts figure that out.
So, and you're being careful, and I'm going to be careful too, because this case is fraught with so many ways that it could go wrong. But first, if the school administrators did get a credible report of possible sexual assault and then didn't notify authorities within the time frame required by law, then yes, they should be held accountable. So there are mandatory laws that exist for a reason. But I think we also need to be very precise about what has and what has not been proven, because as you said, the wrestler has not been charged with anything.
Right.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't wrestling a very physical sport? My great niece was over this weekend.
Yeah.
She was telling me that she's a wrestler. So she's wrestling with the boys. And it does get very physical. And I'm going to guess that there are going to be some positions that are, I'm not trying to downplay anything, but
we're not doing that.
I'm going to guess as the one wrestler of the group, Chef?
Who's also wrestled against girls, and both in practices and matches. Pretty much everybody in the wrestling community says this is pretty clearly a case of a girl and a mother who realized that they had a trans opponent, and the girl screams out on video, "Hey, Mom, she grabbed my blank." Mom just happened to be filming that match, and it appears targeted. From my opinion, I highly, highly doubt anything happened that was untoward.
Yeah,
I'm the reason I'm hope this all gets played out in court, but that part's not going to get played out in court. What's going to be played out is whether these, exactly,
now,
the
Ursula,
mandatory reporting laws. But can I just say one other thing? Because predictably, this case is now being used by opponents of trans rights and the trans community to inflame fear and push their agenda. I mean, you knew that was going to be coming.
By the same folks.
Yes. And I also want to be clear, too, that, and we've said it on the show, I'll speak for myself. I don't support trans girls competing in girls' sports where there is a clear biological advantage. I've said that before. I don't make that the focus of my arguments because I think this has become such an outsized situation that it is come back. I think it continues to harm the trans community.
Right.
Because it has become such an outsized focus. If that makes sense.
It does. It does. With this topic, again, I just want to make, because sometimes they'll just say the Gee and Ursula Show said this. The part about, we all know that Washington is mandatory reporting. I'll let the courts figure out that timing. However, maybe because, I don't really be paying attention like you do, Ursula. Since we've been doing the show, when's the last time some charges have been brought on some teachers or administrators in the school for reporting timing? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I don't recall reporting it very often. Let's put it that way.
Right.
This is the first time in a very long time.
Like the Meade High School case where football players were
that
repeatedly sexually assaulted with massage guns.
Yes.
That no charges there.
So, all right, Ursula, we got through that one.
And thank you for pointing that out. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, 947. Hollywood is having a great year. By the way, if you have seen the movie Spider-Man and/or Odyssey, I'm jealous. I got to get to the movie theater. Yes, they're going to actually pull me into the theaters. But there's something that we got to talk about, because no matter how good the movies are, ain't no saving Hollywood right now. But coming up next, for only the third time in history, women outnumber men in the workforce. Let's discuss. Gee Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net.
Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Hey, I know something you probably haven't done in a while. Climb into your crawl space or your attic. Yeah, me neither. Mike Salk here. And most homeowners avoid those areas for good reason. But it's important to check on them regularly, especially here in the Northwest, where groundwater can wreak havoc and many homes lack the proper insulation in these spaces. So when it's hot in the summer, your house gets even hotter. And guess what? When it's cold in the winter, your house gets even colder because you don't have enough insulation. The good news, you don't have to crawl into those dingy areas, because Crawl Pros will do it. They go where you don't want to. That's what they did at my house. They found a little rodent intrusion and they found the insulation problem. So yeah, they can help you get it all fixed just like they did with me. And if you need any work done, local utility companies offer rebates that could save you thousands on your project. Don't just assume that your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, We're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Even as oil prices sink on the hopes that there could be a deal in Iran, ABC's Sherry Preston says some think gas prices could hit a new record this week.
Patrick DeHaan's with the gas pricing site GasBuddy and says no matter what happens in Iran, if prices stay close to where they are now, we're likely to hit a new record very soon.
After August 8th, if the national average is still above the $4 mark, it'll be the latest in the calendar year that we've ever seen that $4 a gallon mark still stick around.
The good news is that prices are still below the all-time record set in 2022 and that gasoline demand typically slows after the summer months, which could help slow those price increases overall. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Governor Bob Ferguson toured the area of the fires in Spokane on Sunday and later held a media briefing on the state's response. Appearing with the mayor as well as Senator Maria Cantwell and Washington Public Lands Commissioner Dave Updegrove, the governor offered condolences to the many families who lost everything.
There are just so many Washingtonians who have literally lost everything in a very, very short period of time. Just in a matter of hours, their lives changed in deeply dramatic and fundamental ways. And so it's difficult to find words when folks have experienced a loss like that. But we want all those individuals to know that we are all here for the long haul.
According to the IRS, former Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes and his wife owe more than $86,000 in taxes, and they have a federal lien on all of their properties. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports it could be one of the reasons Wilson asked for Barnes' resignation.
The documents show Barnes owes $86,841.14 in tax and penalties. Political analyst Matt Markovich explains that doesn't mean he can't be chief.
A tax lien on someone's property does not preclude anybody from becoming the lease chief of Seattle. It's that simple.
Besides professional vulnerabilities and accountability issues, a federal court source tells me there would also be serious concerns about the chief being blackmailed or bribed, not wanting that information to get out. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Barnes will receive about $700,000 under a resignation agreement. The Chicago Bears are awaiting word on a former Seahawks safety, Kobe Bryant. He suffered a knee injury during today's practice. NFL insider Ari Marov tweeted that Bryant was carted off the field. He joined Chicago this offseason after helping Seattle win a Super Bowl. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Everett to Seattle still a struggle right now. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. It's an hour and 5 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, but things are getting better the further you move away from Linwood. Federal Way to Seattle, a little better. It's about 45 now, and that big backup on 5 is finally clearing. The crash was on the off-ramp. This traffic report is brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window, $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting gas. Claim your fee, quote today, plus 12 months, no payments. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. For your forecast, some elevated haze and warmer weather today in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Mid-80s tomorrow with an increase in smoky weather that will linger at least through Thursday. Right now, it's 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. Text us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Do you know any stay-at-home dads or stay-at-home boyfriends? Are they in your life, or maybe you are one of them? Would love to hear from you as we discuss this, what is becoming a big trend. So for only the third time in history, women outnumber men in the workforce. And this is something that Fortune magazine says is becoming an economic trend, the stay-at-home boyfriend. And there's a quote from the article, "You probably know a woman supporting an unemployed man. Maybe you've been that woman. What used to be an embarrassing secret has quietly become ... What? A thing." 2/3 of the 1.2 million jobs added to the economy between February of 2024 and February of this year went to women. And there are a couple of reasons, but I'm curious because you're reacting there.
I'm going to react to just what you just said towards
Okay.
the end.
Okay.
Ursula just said, let me say that. She said it again. Of the 1.2 million jobs added over the last 2 years,
yes,
roughly 2/3
yes.
went to women.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to get uncomfortable here. And some of y'all might be mad at me after this. For years, since I've been alive, women been preparing for this moment. You guys can look it up yourself. Who's earning the college degrees at higher rates right now? Mm-hmm. Who does most of the homework in these classrooms? Who continues to adapt and everything? And oh, by the way, when we're talking about workplace initiatives that have been designed to recruit, mentor, and promote and retain women, that's not a knock on women because I'm giving them the props too. They've also been preparing for this. Also, I know you guys have called me a DEI hire. You guys, when you guys get in my comments and your comments about the chief, you've been calling him DEI, because for some reason, when people say and think DEI, they think about a black man. Mm-hmm. But I want, you guys can look this up yourself, one of the biggest beneficiaries to more inclusion in the workplace have been women. Look it up yourself. So I want to just say this right here. What happened to our men? This is where I'm getting in trouble, Ursula. Somewhere along the way, there's a lot of us men that say things like, I don't want to do that job. I don't want to do that job because some of these jobs are beneath me. And so they wait for the perfect job, right? And so what is happening is, and by the way, the research is alarming because a large study found that about 70% of the time, young men who aren't working spend their time, according to this, playing video games and recreational computer use. Now, I'll just kind of end and I'll throw it back to you. Usually, if there is a stay-at-home dad, sometimes there's a situation where, hey, dad's like, hey, I got it. My wife is awesome. She's doing her thing in the career. You go cook out in the professional world. I'll stay home.
Yeah.
You have those situations. I'm not knocking that at all. But let's not ignore the reality that a lot of us men, Ursula, tie our identity to how much we make, how much we can provide, and that's just, it is what it is. And sometimes when we go through that part to stay at home, we go through a depression because depression is connected to our finances.
Yes, and also society, even though we say we're much more understanding or we're much more open to the idea, I would bet that there are people who still give folks the side eye. Like Jeff and Bonnie Lake, who we also call Mr. Moon, says that he has been the stay-at-home dad for a few years. He substitute teaches, but he takes care of all his daughter's school and appointment stuff, and he takes care of the house. And I think that's great. If it works for which is what you were just saying, if it works for your situation and your family and it pencils out, I know of several situations like this. That makes sense. What is a little more worrisome is this trend of, young men still staying in the basement, not fully launching. And, just giving up on the idea. And we've talked about this on the show before where it's this whole idea of men in crisis because women are now doing things that used to be traditionally held by men, and men are searching for their identities kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a blanket statement. That's not everybody. That's just some. Mm-hmm. But one of the reasons we're seeing women outpace men is because of careers like healthcare and social services. Women still make up the vast majority of the workforce. There are still also industries where men make the bulk of it, but manufacturing, tech, and finance, those are the areas where they are predominantly male. Those are areas where we're seeing jobs shrink. We're seeing the job population shrink. So, yeah, I mean, these roles where women are, seeing a surge in the number of women in those workforces, they're some of the careers that are expanding while these other ones are contracting.
Right. I think that, again, we have talked about the exceptions. We talked about amazing folks, men that decide, hey, I'm going to make that choice to stay home with the family, or I'm going to be the house husband, or however you guys want to talk about it. But Ursula, I think social media really does this thing where we as a society, we start to glamorize, look down, or look up on different jobs. For an example, are you to the point, if you're male, is there jobs that you would never do? Because sometimes people have this idea that certain jobs are beneath them. I'll give you an example.
Well, the one I would never do is construction because I'd be horrible at it. Not because I look down. Remember I told you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I find it very attractive if someone's very handy.
Yeah, me too.
It's just not me.
I can't do construction. But you know what the world that I always pay attention to? I always pay attention to custodians. I always pay attention to when I'm getting ready to get off the plane like I did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever pay attention to who comes on and cleans
absolutely.
the plane? I pay attention every single time.
Yes. And I try to make a point of saying something to them.
I just think that we men, sometimes we wait for the perfect opportunity. And we try to wait for if this role comes. Because I would argue that some of your best opportunity potentially might go and come from a lane or a road that you take that you never would have imagined taking that road. And because you took that road, something led into something bigger. So again, I think this topic that Chef brought to us, it's alarming. It's alarming because two-thirds of the 1.2 million jobs have gone to women. And it's also alarming and a reminder that for years, there's been a lot of men that weren't really qualified and they were getting jobs just because they were the man.
I know. The funny thing is I don't find it alarming. It's almost to me like, well, finally, now you see what we've been dealing with. Yeah.
Oh, wait, Ursula, do you got that whole, it ain't no fun?
Till the rabbit got the gun. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking to someone who's been in an industry that's been dominated by men.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Hey, coming up next, Odyssey, Spider-Man. Have you seen it? I want to see it. I want to actually go to the movies to see it. However, they're saying it can't save Hollywood. We'll tell you the details on next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King.
50 seasons, 50 legends, one unforgettable night. Join the Mariners Saturday, August 8th for 50 season celebration night at T-Mobile Park, presented by Daktronics.
The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
Before the team takes on the Rays, arrive early for the most epic pregame ceremony in Mariners history. You'll witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed. From Griffey to the big unit, from Ichiro to Nelson Cruz, and every legend in between, you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Junior with a 2-run home run. Everybody is going bonkers here in the Kingdom.
Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
I was walking my dog, I fell and ended up with 3 tears in my meniscus. I was sent to a surgeon and they said the only way to get this fixed is to have surgery. That just wasn't an option. I didn't want to jump into surgery without trying anything else.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. We offer Jamie an alternative to the downtime and potential risks associated with invasive knee surgery. At Sound Pain Solutions, we help patients like Jamie avoid the side effects of painkillers, cortisone injections, and pain following surgery. Our comprehensive approach includes treatments like pressure wave, PRP, and advanced laser. These treatments reduce pain and restore mobility naturally. Now Jamie is able to do everything she enjoys without pain.
I'm grateful for being able to wake up every day and not be in pain. To be able to go about my day has been amazing.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free joint treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves. Or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
Oh, Hollywood. Hollywood right now is having its best year since the pandemic. However, theaters still struggling. AMC attendance is still down, Ursula, more than 26% compared with right before the pandemic, 2019. And that decline started long before COVID. Americans and Canadians bought nearly $1.6 billion in movie tickets in 2002. By 2019, it had fallen to $1.3 $3 billion. Business Insider reports that theaters are surviving by squeezing more cash out of fewer customers. Example, you've gone to get that, what's your Dr. Pepper? What you like?
I usually do Diet Coke. It's actually root beer, but
root beer.
Diet root beer.
Well, they charging more for that in the theater. More for the candy, more for the popcorn. They getting it out of you. Actually making you get those premium screens, luxury seats. By the way, luxury seats I fall asleep in. But again, this is what they are doing. On the heels, Ursula, right now, Odyssey, Spider-Man, 2026, I mean, people are talking about it, but it's still down, Ursula.
So what would it take for you to go back to the movie theaters? Because I think that ship has sailed for me.
Same.
I don't enjoy it.
So what happened was, and by the way, the reason why they said since 2002, they're talking about the internet. YouTube pulled up. Streaming has come.
Yeah.
Video games. There is a lot of competition that's going to pull you away from the theaters. So now, one of the things I heard, this was early this morning, they were actually the person that wrote this article, I heard an interview from him. And he was talking about in his research, he was digging into yes, this is going to gut Hollywood because what's going to happen is they're going to just start making the big blockbusters eventually and kind of shying away from the small things and that
Which
going to
is
Netflix.
Really a shame.
Right.
If you think about it, Seattle International Film Festival is all about those movies that aren't the big blockbusters. And you're losing an entire segment of art if you're only focusing on the ones that you know are going to be the billion-dollar makers.
Right.
Or multi-million-dollar makers instead of the ones that might have a smaller audience. And, I get it, but we lose something as a society, and I hate that I am contributing it to it because I'm not going to the theater. And if I'm going to have a 3-hour chunk of time, I'd rather have it in the comfort of my home.
Come on. And wait, you're not alone. That's a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the way, at your home, you can press pause.
Yes.
Or if you have a public bathroom phobia, you could go to your own bathroom.
This is true.
All those things. And so, is there time that you potentially might go to the theater? Matter of fact, if I don't go see Odyssey this week, it's not going to happen. So and the reason why I want to go see it, because I heard it's really good and IMAX and all that kind of stuff. But
Spider-Man would be one of those. I'm not an Odyssey person, but Spider-Man would be one of those that's worthy of seeing in the big screen.
Yeah. I would imagine. And also, I think you're more likely to go to the movie theaters if you have younger kids.
Yes.
The younger kids like to go and see all of that. But again, then it's also the money, the financial part. It's a lot cheaper at home with the family, and there's all types of things you can do with your own. Movie theater popcorn is still the best, but you all know that whole popcorn thing is about 1,300 calories, so you're getting the microwave deals at home. By the way, how important is popcorn for you for watching experience?
That is the one snack that I will get at the theater.
Okay.
And I've got to use their butter, too. Because otherwise, truth be known, I'm probably bringing my own snacks. But you can't replicate theater popcorn.
No.
There's something about theater popcorn.
That theater popcorn is real. But it's real, but
it's
right?
horrible for you.
It's terrible.
Yes. I think it's all about the butter over there.
Yes.
Is it even real butter that they use over there, or is it some sort of flavored oil?
It's some kind of...
yes. It's a lot of oil.
Yeah.
A lot of oil. Now, how about you, Nick? You going to movie theaters?
Not lately. I mean, I love those little reclined leather seats. Sometimes I fall asleep in those too, so it's so relaxing. But yeah, I lean towards the convenience of staying at home on the couch watching the flick,
Yeah. And plus, Chef, my window is smaller. I don't know about you all. I can't go to a 10 o'clock movie.
Heck no.
I got to go afternoon, sweet spot. So I'm thinking...
Early bedtime. Be comfortable.
I'm thinking this week, Ursula, Thursday might be the only real day I can go. I can't go.
Do it.
All right. Hey, do you all in your house or at work, do you have that one person that you know that is always by the book? Well, our next guest, meteorologist, you guys have heard him. He has a great opinion on that. As a matter of fact, he was the one that made and helped make the weather call to ground Blue Angels on Saturday. Our very own Ted Beener is going to join the show next and is going to talk and share the latest on the fire forecast and when smoke will descend on Seattle. Next, Gee Ursula.
Hey, I know something you probably haven't done in a while. Climb into your crawl space or your attic. Yeah, me neither. Mike Salk here. And most homeowners avoid those areas for good reason. But it's important to check on them regularly, especially here in the Northwest, where groundwater can wreak havoc and many homes lack the proper insulation in these spaces. So when it's hot in the summer, your house gets even hotter. And guess what? When it's cold in the winter, your house gets even colder because you don't have enough insulation. The good news, you don't have to crawl into those dingy areas, because Crawl Pros will do it. They go where you don't want to. That's what they did at my house. They found a little rodent intrusion and they found the insulation problem. So yeah, they can help you get it all fixed just like they did with me. And if you need any work done, local utility companies offer rebates that could save you thousands on your project. Don't just assume that your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions. D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Eggs are an incredible source of protein and omega-3s. But have you thought about what the hens eat to make healthier eggs? At Wilcox Farms, our hens enjoy organic pastures and a diet of organic grains and flaxseed, creating vibrant yolks, richer flavor, and real nutrition for your family. Next time you're at the store, choose Wilcox Eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window and $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Breaking news, 2 deaths are reported in the parasitic stomach bug outbreak in Michigan, says the state health department. Cases in the state have topped 11,000. Announced in the past hour, Jay Clayton officially sworn in as the new director of national intelligence. They're satisfied, say 2 Republican senators holding up the Todd Blanche nomination for Attorney General. It clears the way for a Judiciary Committee vote tomorrow. Blanche released official written orders Senators Cornyn and Tillis demanded for showing a fund for potentially compensating January 6th rioters is dead. ABC's Catherine Falters in Washington.
So this is a hurdle that he obviously needed to clear. It appears that he will clear it. The hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning, but then he needs to be confirmed by the full Senate.
On social media, President Trump is claiming that Iranian leaders are being, in his words, unbelievably duplicitous in their public statements about negotiations. This is ABC News. Pool flap update.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro against former Olympian David Hearn for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool. Trump took to social media to criticize Pirro, writing that he believed the damage was, quote, a pure case of vandalism. Prosecutors moved to drop the case on Friday after saying evidence provided by the Department of the Interior made it clear the damage was due to a botched installation by the contractor, which rushed to complete the project in time for July 4th. Hearn's lawyers say they're considering his legal options after Trump continued to blame the damage on vandals. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
WestJet, Canada's second-largest airline, has agreed to a tentative agreement with flight attendants to end a strike that occurred over the weekend. The work stoppage led to hundreds of flight cancellations and thousands of stranded passengers. The deal is now going to the flight attendants for a ratification vote. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Wildfires burning in and around Spokane have forced thousands to evacuate. More on that, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Everett to Seattle is now under 40 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, about 37 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle is a half an hour. Puyallup to Renton is moving really well. It's now a 30-minute drive. Renton to Bellevue is about 21 minutes, and the lake bridges are clear. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50 Season Celebration Night on August 5th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Thousands of Eastern Washington residents are fleeing fast-moving wildfires near Spokane. Close to 700 structures have been destroyed, including hundreds of homes. Residents across Spokane have already been told to evacuate now. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
Hundreds of firefighters, including crews from California and even Australia, are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds. An 88-year-old Bellevue woman has lost more than $1 million in what police are calling a major case of elder financial abuse. Bellevue police say 3 distant relatives allegedly used power of attorney to sell her home, drain her bank accounts, and buy themselves a house in Kent. Here's Drew Anderson with Bellevue Police.
We were able to develop probable cause that they were conducting theft of a vulnerable adult. They were money laundering and also conducting identity theft.
Police urge everyone to keep close watch on elderly family members and their financial holdings to prevent this type of elder abuse. The city of Marysville is adopting a new ordinance aimed at protecting children and dependent adults from exposure to dangerous drugs. Starting tomorrow, the law makes it a crime to knowingly or negligently allow exposure to substances including fentanyl, heroin, and other Schedule I and II drugs. City leaders say the measure closes a gap in state law, which currently focuses on methamphetamine exposure. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly stabbing in Bonnie Lake. Deputies were called to 101st Street East, where investigators say one person was killed. A SWAT team surrounded a home as a 37-year-old suspect was barricaded inside. Deputy Carly Capetto says after nearly 4 hours of negotiations and chemical agents being deployed into the home, the suspect came out peacefully.
We know both men lived on the property, but it's unclear what led up to the homicide.
We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Search efforts continue for a missing East Wenatchee woman. Police say 47-year-old Ryan C. Miller was last seen Friday morning near the Columbia River after traveling by link bus from East Wenatchee. Police believe that she may have entered a river from a dock near the Orondo Street boat launch. Searches by sonar-equipped boats and drones and planned helicopter flights have so far come up empty. Anyone who has seen Miller is urged to call Rivercom at 509-663-9911. Her photo is up now on mynorthwest.com. And now for your forecast. We've got sunshine but hazy skies ahead of us today. Highs will be close to 80. Right now, it's about 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you're hanging out with us today. What's your thoughts on it being August 3rd already, 2026? Is this year slowly going by? Or is this just fast? We're already into Ursula birthday week. I mean, this year, just 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the Super Bowl and the Seahawks down in there.
I know. And then now we're talking about training again, school of hard knocks.
Back to school.
Like, wait, I love August because of the birthday month, birthday week, whatever you want to call it. But August also brings back that whole, back to school. That's just around the corner.
Yeah.
Remember?
But the good
when you were a
news-
kid?
I do.
Then I'm also feeling like the days are I'm starting to notice. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of a nip in the air. Like
I smelled it this morning.
Oh.
The smell this morning was like,
Are you sure it wasn't the wildfire smoke?
No, it wasn't at all. No, it actually.
You could feel it in your bones.
You could feel it.
Yes. But if you had to give one word to use to describe this summer, what would it be? Tell us.
7-year-old.
7-year-old? Oh, that's right. You had your 7-year-old granddaughter.
When I was taking her back, she said, "Grandpa, I had a lot of fun, but you work too much."
She's not wrong.
Thankful for my wife.
Oh, for sure.
She went to work with me Friday night and Saturday early. So.
Yes. Okay, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
As we've been reporting, the Spokane area is facing one of the most destructive wildfire disasters in our state's history, and the danger is just not letting up. Already, tens of thousands of people have been forced from their homes. Hundreds of homes and buildings have burned, some with just their chimney left. Smoke from these fires is now threatening to spread all across the state, and we wanted to have our KIRO News Radio meteorologist Ted Beener join us to offer some perspective, some advice. Ted, this is really almost the worst thing that could happen for Spokane.
Oh, it is. It's one of the worst fire events in the Spokane area in history. By the way, this one is personal. Can I share a story real quick?
Of course.
Okay. My youngest granddaughter graduated from Shadle Park High School in June. Our post-graduation party was at a home in Northwest Spokane. And I remember driving through the neighborhood, my daughter sitting next to me, and I said, boy, this looks like I wouldn't want to be here during a wildfire. Well, lo and behold, guess what just happened on Saturday? Fire swept through their neighborhood. Now, according to my daughter, who has talked with those friends over there in Northwest Spokane, they were able to be among those 60,000 who evacuated. Their home, they believe, is still standing, but their neighbors, their next door neighbor's home burned to the ground. So this, in a way, is very personal.
Why did you say that as you were driving? Why did you say that when you were looking at it? Why did you say, I would hate to be here?
You looked to the area to the west, towards the river, full of ponderosa pine trees. Lots of ponderosa pine needles on the ground. They shed needles all the time. And it just looked like if this ever caught fire with any wind, it's not going to be good.
Ted, right now, can you kind of put this in layman's terms, if you will, whether it's wind, humidity, heat, what is the biggest factor that is driving everything that is unfortunately happening in Spokane right now?
Well, number one, everything ahead of this fire, everything was very dry. And then we had the weather system that moved through here on Saturday, also moved through eastern Washington and kicked up winds close to 45 miles per hour. In fact, I looked at Spokane International. They peaked at 44 miles per hour on Saturday afternoon. You get any kind of a fire start, and it's like you and me at a campfire. We're trying to get our campfire going. We blow on it, and it erupts from there. That's what was doing it on a grand scale. So you combine the heat, the dryness, and the wind, you've got a recipe for a very active wildfire.
You know, Ursula brought this up in our text chain, I think this morning or last night. And for a while, people like me who don't really understand this, when I think of wildfires, I only think that it usually happens on the outskirts, right? Mm-hmm. And that it can't happen in like a big city or something. And Ursula reminded us that these are things you would tell us on this show that, yes, it can happen, right? What is the biggest misunderstanding about this topic?
Well, you just brought it up. They think it's always out in the forest. But now we're having more and more of us moving closer or into the forest. So you have these urban interface fires. I want to remind you of the Bonnie Lake wildfire that we had back in Labor Day weekend of 2020. We had east winds coming out of the Cascades. Fire got started, and it swept through that area. It took down 4 homes, as I recall. No fatalities, which was good, but nevertheless, it just shows that we can be vulnerable. And then we saw the LA fires. You get that wind, and you send embers up into the air, and they fly downstream, and they'll land on roofs and start new fires. That's essentially what's happened over in Spokane, because it's now called the Spokane Fire Complex. 3 total fires together. And they're bringing in resources from all over the country. And I understand even from Australia, which we have a partnership with Australia. We send firefighters to Australia during their summer wildfire season, which is our winter season.
This is Ted Beener, our KIRO News Radio meteorologist, joining us on the Gee and Ursula Show. So we don't know the cause of the Spokane fires yet, and it sounds like they're just working to even get any kind of containment at all. But when you see something like this happening in Spokane and we try to translate that to, okay, this could happen here on this side of the state, let's remind people what we should be doing to make ourselves less vulnerable in our homes.
Well, around your home, build what is called defensible space. So move that firewood that may be stacked up against the house. Clean your roof of all tree debris as well as your gutters. If you have trees in and around your yard, trim them up to at least head level, because if a fire is on the ground, it can get into those limbs and what's called ladder fires. It'll climb the tree and get up into the canopy, etc. So those are some of the things. A good resource to use is firewise.org. Again, that's firewise.org. Go ahead and take a look. Lots of ideas and concepts. Doesn't cost a whole lot to be able to make your home more defendable against wildfires in an urban interface wildfire scenario.
Ted, I'll tell you what I told Ursula and Chef behind your back. I said that Ted is the family member and or coworker that if you have making decisions, you won't like them because they're going to do things and make decisions that you don't like. Speaking of that, this past weekend on Saturday, Blue Angels, that Saturday performance was canceled. I want you to help us understand, why did it get canceled, who made the decision, and who was a part of it. Go.
All right. Gee, as you know, I'm a baseball official, and humorously, I just call them as I see them. So you may not like the call, but that is what it's all about. So here's the bottom line. This had nothing to do with the winds on Lake Union. This had everything to do with the winds at SeaTac Airport. And the winds that afternoon were 15 gusts to 30 miles per hour out of the south. So you have flown in, Ursula, you've flown into SeaTac when we have south wind. You fly in over the top of downtown Seattle. There's the stadiums out the window. And that is how you approach and land at SeaTac, because airplanes need to fly into the wind. And normally during Seafair, when the Blue Angels and other fast-moving aircraft are involved, they will shut down that airspace around about a 5-mile nautical area around that area south of the I-90 bridge, and they'll have airplanes flying to the north and take off. You circle away as soon as you take off the runway, and you're out of harm's way. So this was about having passenger flights flying south through the airspace that the Blue Angels would be using. That's a safety issue, and that is why everything was canceled.
So in other words, you were responsible for canceling it.
I was involved, yes.
Dad. But you know what? I'd rather you call the balls, like you said, as you see them, and be safe.
By the way, Ted, I literally led off with that. I said this to Chef. I said, because you're an umpire and you just confirmed what I said, because that's just, you just call it like it is. But I have to ask though, like, when you are part of these decisions, and I looked on social media, we all looked on social media, and just so you know, people were mad.
Yes.
Mad that you all canceled. I mean, people, our coworker, Laura Scott, she was there to go and see it, and you canceled it. I want to know, though, when you cancel that, understanding that people are going to be mad, how do you sleep well at night knowing, that in your heart, you're doing what's best for everyone?
Well, you just said it right there.
Right.
It was the right thing to do. It's all about safety. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be on approach to SeaTac Airport and see a Blue Angel right out my window.
This is correct.
That would freak me out.
This is correct.
Absolutely.
Well, and what people don't realize is, okay, so Ted, you are the official meteorologist for Seafair. I mean, you've had years and years, decades at the National Weather Service. So people might not realize all of that, but I'm sure you didn't feel good about it, but you felt good knowing that you're going to keep people safe. Because people are probably looking, going, it doesn't even look that bad. We could see the Blue Angels, not realizing it had to do with the wind and SeaTac.
Yeah, one thing that the Seafair organizers decided to do was just to share that it was about strong winds. They didn't indicate that it was SeaTac Airport that was involved here. But the bottom line is, everybody that was there Saturday got free tickets to go to Sunday's show.
There you go.
And be able to see the Blue Angels. They had a fabulous show there on Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Hey, but when you make that decision, how has being an umpire prepared you for this moment? Because you've called some balls and or strikes that maybe had parents upset with you as you were walking away from the field.
Oh, it's happened a few times. I can tell you that for sure. I'll tell you, it's those calls at the plate when the runner's coming in from third base, safe versus out. Those are the ones that really get people up in arms. But again, just call them as I see them.
Well, being serious for a second now, right now, if you had the ear of the federal government and you were able to say to them, hey, right now in the state of Washington, it's become fire season, right? Unfortunately. What would your suggestion be to them to help our state out, helping out the Pacific Northwest? Because there was a fire down in Portland as well. What would be your advice?
Well, at this point, with regards to the Spokane fires, and don't forget, we got lots of other fires going on in Eastern Washington right now. Mm-hmm. We do have a Red Cross shelter at the Spokane Convention Center. We have 5 other shelters for the Red Cross elsewhere across Eastern Washington at this point. But FEMA, the governor asked for resources. FEMA has approved it. He talked to the president over the weekend. So that's the key right there, G, is getting more and more resources into not only Washington State, but the Pacific Northwest. Listen to this statistic. So far this summer through the end of July, 2.6 million acres of have burned across the nation. 1.8 million are right here in the Pacific Northwest in both Washington and Oregon. So the bulk of the fires and what has burned is right here in our backyard.
Which, again, is why you're seeing this on the national news as well. Well, Ted.
Oh, absolutely.
But before you go, well, what would you say? I know that, but I know the resources and everything. But what would you suggest to the federal government that we could do going forward, or is everything being done?
At this point, everything is being done. I think just more resources to build defensible spaces around homes, neighborhoods, businesses. Don't forget the businesses. It's all about the economy and keeping things rolling. And this is just going to be a tragic situation for those who have lost all their homes there. Over 700 structures burned at this particular point, with 60,000 evacuated. I can say conditions are much better today. Spokane Airport right now is 1.5 miles in smoke. We're going to get some of that, maybe not that bad, but during the course of the week. But the winds are only 5 to 10 miles per hour over there at the moment, with temperatures in the mid-60s.
I mean, and think about that. Tens of thousands of people forced to flee their homes in a moment's notice. And many of them are returning to nothing. Like, where are they going to live?
Exactly.
First of all.
Yeah.
Ted, thank you. We will stay in touch with you because you're very helpful in putting things into perspective for us. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, just a reminder. Last night I filled out my ballot. I finally got around to filling it. I'm like, this is so late. So tomorrow is the deadline to get your primary ballots into a ballot drop box. And I'm emphasizing this because you need to have it postmarked by tomorrow, but they're already just saying, just drop it off at a drop box. Do not mail it. It's too late to mail. You know, even though you're going to get the postmark, and yes, it's just if you want to make sure that yours is going to be counted, the best way to guarantee that is actually bring it to a ballot drop box.
Well, let's do this, Ursula. I want to know, of our listeners that are listening right now, did you vote, and are you planning to vote and have it in the drop box before or by tomorrow? Text in 888-973-5476. And the reason why I'm asking this, because Ursula, you're going to lead off one of, I don't know what day it'll be, but you're going to lead off with the percentages.
Wednesday. Of
the percentage of people that voted. And I just want to make sure that the listeners of KIRO Radio during this time frame, I want to see if it matches what the statistics will be. You roll your eyes. Tell me why you roll your eyes, Ursula.
Because I always get disappointed, and I am begging you, if you are listening to my voice right now, please, if you were just thinking, I'm just going to sit this out and I'll vote in November, please don't do it. There was a time I could not vote, and it was the number one thing that I wanted. And there are people who cannot vote, but you can. And, I mean, this is how you ensure a democracy. This is how you make your voice heard when you feel like you don't have a voice. Mm-hmm. And don't let other people make decisions for you. You put your vote down.
Well, a lot of people are texting in. Here's one. No, I did not vote. I vote Republican. And by the way, this is the first time this person has texted. Thank you for texting. No, I did not vote. I vote Republican, and I feel like my vote doesn't count anyways.
And that's where the state Republican Party needs to do a better job of letting people understand that, yes, your vote does count.
Davis, Snohomish County says first-time voter here. I'm putting it in an official ballot drop box tomorrow. I have been swamped keeping the economy going. Shout out to you, Dave.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right. See, Ursula, you should feel...
I'm feeling better.
You're feeling better.
Jason and Buckley, I've always voted. If you don't vote, I'm not very interested in your opinion.
Jason and Buckley turned 75 this week.
I know. Another Leo, by the way.
But his energy didn't seem as if he was 75.
Yes.
All right, Ursula, what are we going to do next? What are we going to talk about? Because I know you got some stuff left over.
We do.
Or?
Let's have fun, though.
Okay.
How comfortable would you feel if your partner got to see exactly what it is that you spend money on? Like a financial diary that y'all exchange.
Okay.
You see mine, I see yours.
I can
already tell you right now, no go.
Well, there's a reason why I would say no, and it's a story that I actually shared with my wife to embarrass myself that happened yesterday. So, Ursula, when you're explaining that, I will share this story. It'll take me 25, 30 seconds to explain.
Yes, and I just want to say y'all are making me happy.
A
All these
lot of
voters,
people voting.
thank you. Okay, and if you forgot,
Ursula Show folks are voting.
Yes, but if you weren't planning to, please do. You've got time.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM welcomes a brand new voice to your weekends. Introducing Inside Out with Tammy Michaels, the Pacific Northwest lifestyle and home improvement expert. With over 25 years of interior design experience and a contractor's license, Tammy brings the know-how to help you create fresh spaces for happy faces. Design trends, DIY how-tos, innovative products, pet tips, and more. Inside Out with Tammy Michaels. Premiering Saturday, August 8th, 2 to 3 p.m. on KIRO News Radio.
Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Bucky's Complete Auto Care is here to help. This is Sully. Right now, you'll save $50 on any AC service. Whether it's a weekend getaway or the daily commute, you deserve a cool, comfortable ride. For over 50 years, local drivers have trusted Bucky's for honest pricing, expert repairs, and guaranteed work, earning them the Carfax Preferred status. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, easy financing. For $50 off your cooling system service, visit Bucky's.com.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth, with the Robert Cray Band. August 6th, the Tulalip Amphitheater. Get tickets on sale now at Tulalip and Quilcena 1 Club Desks or Ticketmaster.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Summer is for letting it rip.
Swung on and missed, ripped it right by us. 7 scoreless innings. Marvelous Miller again.
Summer is for showing out.
Swing and a miss. Woo, 6 up and 6 down.
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Logan Gilbert, he's knocked down a dozen in a row.
So pump your fist, call your favorite Walter, and head to T-Mobile Park because our pitchers are rolling. From George Kirby to Senor Smoke.
Up in the attic at 101. Nothing but the express tonight for Andres Munoz.
Matilda would be proud. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners homestand continues this week with 2 value games against the Tigers. Tomorrow and Wednesday night at 6:40. And on Wednesday, don't miss out on the all-new Jimothy Night, featuring a Jimothy rookie card giveaway for the first 20,000 fans. Thanks to Farmers Insurance. Get your tickets at mariners.com/value.
At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we provide top-quality windows that are 25% more energy efficient, reduce noise by 50%, and stay clear with low-maintenance glass. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Hi, I'm Terry from Sky Nursery, and our summer event season is here. We have something exciting planned for you every weekend all summer long. See thousands of beautiful flowers at the 50th Anniversary Dahlia Show. Enjoy a 2-day Ikebana exhibition on Japanese floral arranging. Join workshops on mosaics, bonsai, and even carnivorous plant terrariums. As a family-owned garden center, Sky Nursery loves partnering with local artists and makers to celebrate a vibrant creative community. See our summer schedule at skynursery.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Devastating wildfires broke out over the weekend across Spokane. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Close to 700 structures have been destroyed, including hundreds of homes. Residents across Spokane are being told to evacuate now. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
Hundreds of firefighters, including crews from California and Australia, are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds, leaving 60,000 people wondering if their homes will survive. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Governor Bob Ferguson is in Spokane and will provide an update in a few moments. Seattle event venues are calling for the return of public safety cameras near some of the city's busiest gathering places. In a letter submitted this morning, operators of stadiums, arenas, and festivals have asked Mayor Katie Wilson to restore 22 surveillance cameras in Pioneer Square and the Stadium District while a city review of privacy policies continues. The group says the recent gun violence highlights the need for additional tools to help police protect crowds and investigate crimes. Former Seattle Mayor Mike McGinn is coming to current Mayor Katie Wilson's rescue following last week's deadly gang-related mass shooting. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Mayor Wilson blamed a delay informing the public about the shooting and the search for an additional shooter on the loose on miscommunication with SPD and former Chief Sean Barnes. McGinn, who managed the 2012 Cafe Racer mass shooting, says clear communication is crucial, but critics should give Wilson a break.
Unless you're a mayor, you have no idea what this feels like. Nobody has to do this in their day-to-day job.
McGinn said he had SPD in his office during the Cafe Racer shooting to gather and disseminate information quickly. Wilson's first press conference was delayed until 5 hours after the Bite of Seattle shooting. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Everett to Seattle is still under 40 minutes. Everett to Bellevue, about 35 now. Federal Way to Seattle, about half an hour. Puyallup to Renton, moving pretty smoothly. It's about 27 minutes. Renton to Bellevue will take you at least 20 minutes, and the lake bridges are fine. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. For your forecast, some elevated haze and warmer weather today in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Mid-80s tomorrow with an increase in smoky weather that will linger at least through Thursday. Right now, it's about 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
The This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We just heard something in Katrina's newscast that we're going to have to react to. We got to find out more detail. But hearing from former Mayor Mike McGinn speaking about we have no idea what it would be like to be a mayor at that moment. Yeah, but that's why you're mayor.
Is that mayor sticking together? Is
so
there like
we're gonna? I need to hear more. I need to hear more because that was just a tiny little snippet.
I just want to say Katrina's doing a real good job of making us focus on what's in the news at the top and bottom of the hour.
Exactly. So we're going to try to get a little more information there, and then we'll talk about it at 11. But right now, we need to ask you, and let's just keep it a buck. What would happen if you and Lillian were to say, let's just be open books when it comes to our spending? I'll give you my diary and you give me yours. And we're going to take a look. Are there going to be some surprises?
No, not surprises, but just sheer embarrassment. I would think if I saw what my wife buys or whatever, it is just simple. It's to the point. Me, I have to expose that I'm a little weird. Let me explain. Now, this is a trust tree. This all stays between us, y'all. I did share this with my wife, Ursula. So what happened is you saw that yesterday morning, I got on a 6 a.m. flight to take my granddaughter back to Arizona.
Wow.
Got her down there. Midway through the flight, like I said, we family, y'all. It's trust tree. Okay. Midway through the flight, I got to use the bathroom. And I said, oh, boy. So I make it down to Phoenix, make it down there. Mom showed up. I got her dropped off. But I knew there was no way that because I wasn't going to go inside of the airport and I was not going to go inside of the plane. And so I knew that I'm going to do something because I'm not going to be able to make it home. So I went towards ground transportation. I grabbed an Uber. I had an Uber to a nice hotel, and I went from that hotel, did whatever, and then jumped back in the Uber and went back to the airport, jumped on a plane, and came here. Now, I shared this with my wife yesterday, so this is...
Because you wanted to explain what this Uber ride was in Arizona?
But even myself, I was even saying to myself, you 50 years old. Why are you still this weird? Like, I understand I was weird at 10. But if you would have told me at 10, if you told me at 10 that I would still be like this and even worse at 50, I would have never believed it.
You just wouldn't have had that option at 10. At 50 and doing well, now you can Uber to a nice hotel to do the number.
Right. And throw this back on you. How about long live Mark? And by the way, text in if you guys are okay with your significant other seeing what you spend money on. How about yours?
What works so well in our relationship is we have a joint account and we have our single accounts. We have our individual accounts and we have our joint accounts.
Right.
And we both contribute to the joint account, and then we have a paycheck that goes into our individual account. I don't want him. No. It would be embarrassing. I am way more of a spender than he is, for sure. I would look at his and I'd be bored stiff. He'd be looking at mine like, are you serious? You spend that much on this?
Like,
it's a little spendy to be me.
Like, did you really, when you were at that hotel business and you were getting ready, did you really DoorDash some gum and mouth refreshments?
Oh, you did?
I'm just saying, these are embarrassing things that, you really did that. So this article...
Yes. Well, so it was in The Guardian. They asked 5 couples who share household bills but keep much of their money separate to track every purchase and then reveal it all to each other. And at the end, partners were discovering hidden debt, secret smoking, forgotten fines, personal splurges costing thousands of dollars. Some were shocked by how much their partner spent on beauty treatments. Now, for that, I tell Mark everything.
Right.
That I tell. He knows. Clothing, that's not big for me. Flowers or luxury watches. And suddenly, those purchases were not so harmless. It was basically, how come you haven't been telling me about this?
Right.
And in some cases, one couple ended up questioning their seriousness when it came to adoption because one partner bought an expensive watch instead of putting that money toward their adoption fund.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just certain things that are better,
Yeah.
just kind of do your own thing, unless it gets you in trouble, obviously. But within reason, it works for 30 plus years. It has worked for our relationship.
Well, I am doing my best right now. Right now I'm really doing the best ever, Ursula, when it comes to, well, if you don't count yesterday in that Uber ride, I'm doing my best when it comes to just stupid, not smart spending decisions, right? I no longer have the car payment like I did before, those kind of things. I'm starting to be really responsible. But that whole, there's just some things that I do that's just not really that bright. Another spending decision I made, it was yesterday, my flight got canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't get canceled, it got delayed when I was in Arizona yesterday because of what Ted was talking about, the winds and all that stuff. And so my flight, I would have had to wait to not get on the flight until 3 o'clock. And so I ended up buying another flight. But the good news is I was able to put the rest of my coupon. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, Serene says, I'm a huge supporter of personal accounts and joint accounts. I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't make a paycheck. My husband always made sure my personal account had funds, and I would easily show him my ledger. There you go.
Ryan in the 360 says, my wife would notice that I spend money buying ramen at the Asian market and beef and chicken bouillon powder from Walmart. She's anti-MSG and hates me bringing that into the house. So I use my cash to buy it so she doesn't know.
Oh, Ryan, I think you're doing okay.
That's the healthiest financial indiscretion I've ever heard.
Okay, text us.
Yeah.
Text us, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. What would your partner be surprised about?
I just want to say, even though I put myself out there, sweeping statement, I think you ladies would want to show less of what you spend your money on than men. Because
I'll agree with that
when
one.
you go get your hair done, hey, go to get my hair done. Matter of fact, watch this. I would argue that
or any other treatments.
Your significant other does not know how much it costs when you go get your hair done. They don't know that cost. They don't.
Getting your hair colored.
What percentage?
What?
What percentage, ladies? What percentage of your beauty expense for the year does your significant other actually know about? 30%? Not even 50%.
Just on an as-needed basis.
All right. We needed a fun topic. Coming up next, scenarios. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represents Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you're over 62 and want to stay in your home without as much financial stress, this may be worth your attention. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home and want to stay, but feel financial pressure every month. Property taxes keep going up. Insurance costs more. Everyday bills add up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment. If you're wondering how long your savings need to last, a reverse mortgage may be worth a look. It could eliminate your mortgage payment, pay off debts, and give you breathing room every month. Now, I want to make it clear it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can be a very smart financial tool. When you call Best Mortgage, you'll speak directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for you. If you want to stay in your home with less financial stress, call me, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
what if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
KIRO Newsradio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO Newsradio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Stick around, because coming up in the top of the 11 o'clock hour, we will have someone on from Spokane who has been impacted by the fire. So we will have a guest. We'll do that at 11, but right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
So I'm at this barbecue. Good friend of mine. We're out in the backyard, and the food is ready. And you know how that awkward time when the food is ready, you technically don't want to be the first person that gets up? I don't know if you guys do that, but I do. But the very first person that did, and I actually got behind them, when they go through the line, they grab 2 burgers, 3 hot dogs, some ribs, some mac and cheese, and some potato salad. Basically, they had enough to feed a family of 4 on one plate. I'm looking at this person and I'm like, there's people behind you that haven't even made it up to the line yet to get anything. So my question is this: am I wrong that I'm quietly judging this person with all of this food on their plate? Or is this fair game at a barbecue? 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you have to bet first.
You're being human and you're noticing something and you're wondering if there's going to be enough food for the rest of the folks. So you're judging and you're saying this person is selfish, which you might not be entirely wrong, but you could also be wrong because maybe he's getting a plate for his family of 4.
Yeah.
We don't know enough of the details, but you know there are those people who, when they're at a gathering, and I don't know if you've been through this, but I know being part of a big family and then also having a lot of guests.
We've all seen it.
There are people who act as if they're the only ones eating, and they don't care if people are going to end up with just scraps. Okay, you're looking at me a little bit strange.
No, because I'm really thinking about my family. Go ahead.
I mean, and I think that is just being inconsiderate. Mm-hmm. But am I going to say something if someone piles their plate? No, unless we do end up running out of food. And if I know this person really well, which in one case I did have to tell this person, you know, it would be nice if other people were able to get some stuff too. Come to find out, the person that I'm thinking of actually had come up from a family where they didn't have a lot, and he ended up explaining, which doesn't justify anything, but he ended up explaining it's like you got to grab when you can,
right?
Because you don't know if there's going to be, and it's like that kept on going to adulthood.
Right. You know, I just want to say this.
Yeah.
Instead of me piling on this person like they piled on the plate, have you all noticed that when you're getting ready to go to some folks' barbecue or cookout or others, do you guys ever prepare yourself for the ones like, oh, these folks are having it and you know they have very little food, meaning they run out of everything all the time.
Yeah.
Then there's the one house that you go to, which is mine. If you've ever come to our house, you know you're going to be going home with food.
Yes.
Because the worst thing in the world is for people to do that. Like, oh, get 2 hot dogs and 3 hot dogs and people,
ration.
And that's what happens when there's not enough food. People will judge how people are piling on. So everybody has their thing. When I go through a line, I always go the first plate, being the smallest one, because I kind of want to taste everything and see what's happening, especially if I haven't been through the line before. And then when I go back, then I pile it on. But in fairness, if my friends are listening, when I go to their houses, they got a lot of food, Ursula. Some of y'all, look here. Shout out to all the Filipino parties.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. I got to show love to my Asian brothers and sisters out there. Man, whoo-hee, Filipino party.
At a Filipino party, if you're not eating,
that's disrespect.
That's disrespect, and they're going to pile the food on you.
Yeah.
And even when you say no, they're saying yes.
You better not go to a party and you're like, oh, no, thank you, I'm not hungry.
No, that's not happening.
Then you might as well just leave. Just get out. What are you doing? And matter of fact, take your shoes off. Go ahead, Chef. What you got?
All right. I really hate to break it to people because there is a hard and fast rule of potlucks and get-togethers with food. You know that the food is not that great when there is just enough for everybody. Because people mentally adjust what they put on their plates. There's the insensitive folks who pile on, but everybody mentally adjusts. Everyone does the math, and they look around, and they say, okay, this is how much I can put on my plate, and then there's just enough. But Gee, you are right, bless you. And this is something I always try and keep in mind. You better lay it on thick if you're having people over.
Yes. Unfortunately,
the more good food that you have, the more gets eaten. So, like, if you have bad food, you can put $30 of food out, and it'll feed 100 people. Because everyone's just taking a tiny little nibble. But if you got good food,
big facts.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to drop it.
Yes, this is true.
All right, let's check in with our good brother, Nick. Nick, what's up, bro?
Well, to be fair, there's no rules written anywhere about how much food someone takes at a potluck or gathering where there's a self-serving spread. But regardless of the lack thereof, it's common courtesy to be starting off modest in the first round to make sure everyone gets their fair share. So that's a party foul on him to be going all out right off the bat. But once it's on the plate, it's pretty much out of reach to be telling him to put it back. And it's free reign for dinner at that point for him to fill up as much as he wants. If he comes back for the next get-together, though, maybe give him a little hint to just take it easy to start in the first place. It's a long game when it comes to these kind of buffets and potlucks.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to judge, right? It just depends. Like, if you come to my house and you put 3 hot dogs on there and 3 burgers, great. Matter of fact, nobody, you know what? Nobody's going to judge you because there's way more hamburgers that's left. You know what I mean? But, again, I will say, Ursula, we do judge plates.
Come on.
Folks judge plates.
You're judging if people have raisins in their potato salad. Come on.
I mean, what are we doing with the raisins and the potato salad? Man, my goodness. All right. We had fun. Now we got to get serious again. Hey, coming up at 11 o'clock, we do have a guest that's going to come on our show. This guest has been impacted by the fires over there in Spokane.
Talk about getting very close to his own home. He's a retired meteorologist who actually came out of retirement to help with this. This is a massive fire and a massive story.
Yeah.
We're going to hear from him.
He joins us next. Gee Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Gee and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road. Ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Jake and Spike.
There's a rule.
Noon to 3.
If someone can do something about it, you tell them.
That's a good rule.
If they can't do something about it, you don't say anything.
Were they worried about the awkwardness?
That's on them.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Ohio's senior senator, Republican Bernie Moreno, is calling for his ex-son-in-law, Ohio Republican Congressman Max Miller, to leave Congress over abuse allegations. ABC's Jay O'Brien.
In a February police report obtained by ABC News, Moreno told authorities her daughter came back from staying with Miller and had a fractured collarbone and what appeared to be a handprint bruise on her shoulder. Moreno also detailed an alleged pattern of abuse against her.
Miller denies the allegations. 2 Republican senators who delayed the Todd Blanche nomination for Attorney General say Blanche has met their demands. A Judiciary Committee vote is expected tomorrow. 2 deaths are reported in the parasitic stomach bug outbreak in Michigan, says the state health department. Cases in the state are now over 11,000. President Trump saying new Iran talks would start today, but Iran saying its diplomatic efforts involve neighboring countries. This is ABC News. A new way to make toilet paper, among other things.
Kimberly-Clark, maker of Huggies diapers, Scott paper towels, and Cottonelle toilet paper, tells the Wall Street Journal they've been looking for a viable alternative to wood pulp and all the trees needed to make it for 20 years now, and they think they found it. It's called Hesper Aloe. It can grow with very little water, which was environmentally promising to the company, and there's plenty of it in the Southwest and elsewhere. With a lot of consumers less than thrilled with the feel of alternatives like bamboo, Kimberly-Clark says they're encouraged, but they still need to test the plant to see if it would be as soft, pliable, and absorbent as their current products. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Zac Brown Band gave fans more than just a show at Boston's Fenway Park last night. The Grammy-winning country group surprised attendees with a free cruise vacation giveaway. The more than 37,000 audience members were gifted with complimentary trips aboard the Margaritaville at Sea, redeemable on select voyages over the next year. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
A major milestone for Boeing, but first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Everett to Bellevue, about 37 minutes. Everett to Seattle is still under 40 minutes right now. Puyallup to Renton is still moving really well, about a 25-minute drive. Renton to Bellevue, about 20 minutes, and the lake bridges are clear. This traffic report is brought to you by Washington Windows and Doors. Keep summer outside where it belongs. Save $588 on every window, $1,088 on every door, plus free heat deflecting glass. Claim your free quote today, plus 12 months, no payments. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Katrina Gashard. The FAA has just certified the smallest variant of Boeing's MAX family. After almost a decade, regulators have cleared Boeing's 737 MAX 7 to fly with passengers. The FAA still, however, has yet to certify the largest member of the MAX family. That's the MAX 10. Sound Transit is inspecting its tracks after Sunday morning's low-speed derailment at the Chinatown International District Station. Engineers found several bolts that had sheared off under the tracks, preventing proper alignment. Most of Sunday's delay in service was caused by the bolt removal. Sound Transit doesn't expect this to be a significant issue, but it is inspecting tracks as a precaution. Bellevue police are warning that abuse of older and vulnerable adults can happen in any community, even within families. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The alert comes after the arrest of 3 relatives accused of stealing more than $1 million in assets from an 88-year-old woman. Police say the suspects gained power of attorney, then moved her into assisted living, sold her Bellevue home, and allegedly used the proceeds to buy a house in Kent. Bellevue PD's Drew Anderson.
These types of crimes can happen anywhere in any community, and that's why we wanted to ask community members to stay vigilant.
Charges include theft from a vulnerable adult, money laundering, and identity theft. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A standoff has ended peacefully in Bonnie Lake. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal stabbing along the block of 100th Street East. Deputy Carly Capetto says the 37-year-old suspect barricaded himself in the home early this morning.
SWAT arrived, and after nearly 4 hours of negotiations and chemical agents being deployed into the home, the suspect came out peacefully.
Both the suspect and the victim lived in the home. The homicide investigation continues. King County and Seattle leaders are unveiling their next steps for the Regional Homelessness Authority. During a virtual briefing today, officials will present a transition plan designed to stabilize the agency, reset its operations, and shift management of service contracts. The proposals are being submitted to the King County and Seattle councils, with more details expected after the briefing. Now for your forecast. We've got lots of haze and sunshine. Highs today will be close to 80. Right now, it's about 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Grateful that you all are hanging out with us today. It's August 3rd. Can you believe how fast this year is going? This summer is going. But again, thankful.
I needed to slow down right about now.
Yeah, slow down a little bit. Good morning,
yes,
Ursula.
Good morning. Coming up at 11:30, we agree to disagree. But right now, we've got a guest waiting on the line, and I want to make sure that we get to him because much of Spokane is under evacuation threat. A lot of homes burned down, and we want to get to the very latest on this. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Tens of thousands of people in the Spokane area are waiting for the very same answer to the question, when can we go home and will there still be a home waiting for me? Wildfires tore through neighborhoods with terrifying speed over the weekend, forcing mass evacuations and leaving families scattered all across the region. Mark Peterson has lived through it. He's covered the fire as a meteorologist in the past. He's now come out of retirement to help explain it. Mark, thank you so much for joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Thank you. We call it semi-retirement.
Oh, exactly.
It's one of those things. I still work for the station. It's the Spokane area fires. There are 3 major fires that are burning. They did break out Saturday, at least the big one, which is the Old Trails fire. That is the one that I was in, and I live atop 5 Mile. There are 3 ways to get up to 5 Mile and off of 5 Mile, which is a butte. And all 3 ways were packed with people trying to evacuate after the fire exploded about 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon with 40+ mile-an-hour winds. It started west of Spokane and moved very quickly. It was all hands on deck with all that the fire departments could put together on Saturday. They were bringing crews in from multiple states, and it just, with those winds from the air, they had the big 10 tanker, which is, I believe, a 737 retrofit that was dropping off the clay fire retardant. Also, they had the air bosses coming in, flying in low and dropping water, and that air attack lasted for hours as they tried to contain it, but the winds were too much. Finally, the evacuations were called for very quickly, but it just took a long time to get everyone evacuated. Another fire that then fired up was the Autumn Lane fire, which right now is the most progressive fire. And then the third fire, the Fairview fire, has about 300 acres. And while it hasn't grown a lot, it's still, all these fires are still very active. Evacuation zones are still in effect. When we say level 3, that means go now. We jumped from level 1 to the north to then level 2, and then today now level 3 with the Autumn Lane fire, which is around an area that has a golf course, lots of pine trees, and a lot of homes. So 50,000 have been displaced from the evacuations. And now we have 900 firefighters on the ground from multiple states, including Australia. They're going to be working it today. The good news is that today is one of the coolest days we've seen in weeks. We're going to be a high of 80, winds less than 10 miles an hour. And we're going to continue to see more firefighters coming in. They say this is the most active fire in the country right now, and they're treating it as such. They're hoping to get some of the people back into their homes later on today in some of those areas, like the Old Trails fire. Over the internet, you saw Indian Trail, this video of them just going up the road and everything on fire. Most of that is put out. There's hot spots. It hasn't left the perimeter, but it is still not officially contained. And so some of the people, including those in 5 mile and surrounding areas where power's been restored, might be able to go home today to then start, getting things cleaned up. But 600 homes have been totaled or burnt down or damaged. They expect that number to exceed 700 when the final count is. I mean, is there any questions, anything you'd like to know?
Yes.
Yes. Mark, thank you for joining us. Of the things obviously things that are being talked about, you just explained a lot. We want to know, tell us about yesterday or when it hit, or Saturday. Tell us how it impacted you. What did you see on the ground in your experience, in your life, that made you realize, oh, this is real. This is matching up to the emergency that they're saying. Tell us a story about that.
I've covered firefights for years. I've been in broadcasting for 36 years and on the news for 32 of those. And yet you're there in the aftermath. So there I'm at the very beginning. I had come from an event that I had been at and hosted a little barbecue build-off for a company. And then as I was coming home, I saw the smoke way off in the distance. And it's not unusual to see, some fires in around the region. As I got home, it was within an hour that it was encroaching our area. And then my wife came and said, we got to go see what's going on. There's a line of cars out there. We went out there, and all of the streets were filled with cars as they tried to evacuate. Little did we know that just below our hill, a mile away, that fire had moved into that area and now had moved up the hill. As we were watching, as I was videoing the traffic to send that back to my station, then the fire erupted about, I'd say 200-300 yards away from us. You could feel the heat, and you could see the fire expand and move within seconds and engulfing 3 homes and all the pine trees with wind gusts in excess of 40 miles an hour. So now it becomes very serious. And now we know that we knew we were in an evacuation, but we're going like, we're fine right now. Then we see it come over the top. As we turn around, there were a couple of families trying to evacuate that were rightly so losing their mind. We were a block and a half away. I felt that we were, for now, safe. So we tried to calm some people, tried to help them out a little bit, telling them, stop taking that stuff. Take what you need. There was a teenager with 3 cans of hairspray she was balancing. We're going like, no, that's not what you need now. You need clothes, you need to go. And there was a lot of terror because it's loud, it's hot, and you see that fire overtaking homes and these huge pine trees that go up and almost explode as they get that intense heat. We continued to work our way back home, and we waited for the traffic to go down, and then we were able to, get off very easily.
Is your home okay? Is your home okay?
Our home is fine. Our home is fine. They stopped it at that road that we were seeing the traffic on. They stopped it there. So in our area, we were fine. And luckily so. We were blessed, lucky. We're grateful the wind shifted. But all the people to the south of us and down into Indian Trail, the devastation is, you look at it and you're dumbfounded that a couple days ago, they were having barbecues in the backyard and enjoying their time and going to and from work. Now they were forced with pick whatever you need, pick whatever you want, do it in the next 5 minutes and get out. And it was horrific to see them trying to make those choices. I brought a half a gallon of whiskey in the passports. That's what I grabbed.
You always wonder what you're going to take. Forget the go bag, huh? You did the whiskey and the passport.
I knew that all that would get me through the next 24 hours.
Okay.
My wife was like, "Are you serious?"
Okay, real quick. You know what? Since Mark, you brought it up, you opened that door. You brought that. What did your wife bring? What do you know others to have brought out with them?
All right. So my wife, being more pragmatic, had a bag that we travel with. She threw in. A go bag. We figured that our home was going to be okay. We really had faith in that. So she packed a couple days of clothes. I threw in the end, because we stayed on longer. We were not rushed, not crazy, but yes, the first thing I grabbed was what I mentioned. But a couple pairs of pants, underwear, and my dress clothes, because I knew I was going to be on TV this morning filling in, and again tomorrow. And she goes, "Seriously, you're bringing dress clothes?" I go, am I going with a tie? What do you think? She goes, "Shut up, just grab your clothes. Let's get them loaded."
I need to ask, though, because you said 60,000 people now not knowing whether they can go home. What happens to them? And did you feel like the warnings were enough for people who had to evacuate?
There were warnings, but I tell you, this fire, we knew the fire potential. Let me put it that way. And the station covered it beautifully Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, going, really, we have, and the National Weather Service, fire weather watch, high wind warning. So we knew the wind was there, but we didn't know where there would be a fire. You usually know there's going to be a fire somewhere. We did not know that it would be that far away and catch up to us that fast. I think that the alerts came out in a timely basis, but when it's moving that fast, I don't think you ever get enough head start. We have had no deaths, no injuries that we know of currently. Now, the governor's here. They had a press conference talking about the fact that there are those that have been, they've been slated as missing. We don't know if they really are, or whether it's just the confusion as to whether we'll find them or not. But right now, everyone got out of it safely, and that's the good news. Today, the better news, they have 900 on the ground to fight it in the air. The bad news yesterday, we had 26 drones that were privately owned that stopped the firefighting from the air, because they can't go into the zone. If there's a drone there, someone will get hurt. So now they're imploring everyone, keep your drones out of the air. Please let us do our job. Let us get you home as fast as possible.
Last question, Mark, before you go, because communication and leadership has been a big topic here in the state, especially here on the western side of the state. How has the communication been with the mayor, local law, everyone, first responders? How has it been out there?
I think it's been good. We've had several. I think we've had 3 press conferences. We have PIOs on the ground. Now it's being overtaken. And it's now, again, not a complex, but it's the Spokane area fires. Now we have state leadership. 141st were tasked with keeping neighborhoods safe. Yeah. And that's the local Washington State Air Guard. And then the police and sheriff. So while there may have been a couple of hours there where everyone was trying to figure out how to mold this together, in my personal experience in talking with law enforcement and the firefighters, I think they're doing a good job, as well as could be expected with such a fast-moving, devastating fire.
Mark Peterson, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out of semi-retirement to help out. I know all hands on deck, and I hope that you and your family continue to be safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we thank everyone who's thinking of Spokane. And we have people climbing out the woodwork to make sure we're okay. And I do appreciate that. So you guys be safe as well.
Thank you. Well, speaking of leadership and leadership on this side of the state, we did hear in Katrina's newscast that former Seattle Mayor Mike McGinn is speaking up, and he's coming to the rescue, so to speak, of the current mayor, Katie Wilson. Luke Ducey is here in studio. So what's this all about?
Yeah, we wanted to get a better picture from other mayors, former mayors of the city of Seattle. What's it like managing through a crisis, through a mass shooting like this, like the Bite of Seattle gang-related mass shooting? So I reached out and I asked former Mayor Mike McGinn about Katie Wilson's handling of this shooting and Sean Barnes. Remember back in 2012, this is why we asked him, McGinn was mayor during the deadly cafe racer shooting in Seattle. 5 people
horrific.
Killed.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that well. I was a reporter for a different station at the time and TV, and the suspect actually shot and killed himself a block from my house in West Seattle, so I remember that well. McGinn's first reaction to managing mass shootings like this, though, this is basically kind of his first thing out of his mouth.
Unless you're a mayor, you have no idea what this feels like. Nobody has to do this in their day-to-day job.
Yeah, they're the only ones who really know if they're in charge, he's saying. He also told me that he had SPD with him in his office during the Cafe Racer shooting, working on getting the latest information together and then getting it out to the public. And he emphasized that a mayor and police chief, they've got to have complete trust in each other in order to do this job and manage through those crises, effectively. Instead, we heard Katie Wilson describe several miscommunications with Barnes and SPD. There was a 5-hour delay before the city's first press conference. In the days that followed, we learned that from King County prosecutors in charging documents for the 15-year-old who was arrested in the Bite of Seattle shooting, that there was a third shooting on the loose. We heard it from prosecutors in their documents first, when just 2 hours earlier, before those documents were emailed to us, Mayor Wilson held a press conference and didn't mention any of that. She had explained later in another press conference that she didn't have that information at the time of that press conference, which means SPD and prosecutors did have it, and they did know, and she didn't know.
There are multiple of these types of events in which the media wants information quickly. So it does require very clear lines of communication, a lot of, the trust that's been built up by working together on things.
And finally, when it comes to Wilson's critics, certainly the media, we've been asking very hard-hitting questions of the mayor and Sean Barnes as well while he was chief. Former chief now. Multiple city council members have called the mayor's decision on Barnes, asking for his resignation, everything from reckless to incompetent. And here's what McGinn's reaction was to all of that.
Of course, there are going to be some mistakes made. But if we're grading on a curve here, she's standing up, working to own her mistakes, and working to get the information out. So I think we need to take some perspective on this.
Interesting.
What was the direct quote he said? Did he basically say that you have no idea what it's like to be
a mayor? Yeah, because
that's not the flex you think it is, because I don't know any idea what it's like to be mayor. But there's other people that don't know what it's like to be mayor either.
And that's
why we're having this conversation.
Right. And I'm respecting your role as journalist, so we're not going to have you weigh in on this. But I find it interesting that of all the former mayors, Mike McGinn, I think he would be potentially the most sympathetic, because he has also been one of the most criticized mayors in recent history. Yeah, he's right. We don't know what it's like to be mayor, but we do know when there's poor communication, and there was horrific communication during an event where time was of the essence.
Well, and it begs the question, when we're talking about in charging documents that need to be prepared hours and hours in advance, that the mayor didn't know about the information involved in what the prosecutors were working on. And the prosecutor, they go to the scene as well.
Yes.
So they're all at the scene working together. So obviously there's working together going on. But for her not to know in her office, let's just say her office, for her office to seemingly not to know because she said we didn't know about that, I don't know how you answer from a reporter's lens, when I think about that question, how did you not know? I mean, the buck stops with you.
Exactly. And what it exposed was we have a very inexperienced mayor who has poor relations with the police department, poor relations with the council. It exposed everything. Maybe
that communication at that point with Chief Barnes and SPD had broken down completely. I don't think we'll ever know that. Maybe we will. But I mean, in some regards, it doesn't matter now because he's former police chief, and there's a new chief in Andre Sales. Interim chief. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right.
I just want to say I apologize, Luke. Sometimes I go too crazy. So let me ask you a question that you can answer.
Okay, sure.
Right now, we know about the tax lien. We know how much the settlement was that the chief, the resignation he got. Do we know how many suspects are out there, and do we know a description of any of the suspects alleged?
At least one, but they use the word in plural. Suspects is what they're looking at. And,
do we know a description?
We don't have any description.
Okay. But we know about the tax lien, and we know about the settlement.
Yep.
We keep asking. We keep asking those questions.
Mm-hmm.
We keep asking.
Thank you, Luke.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Agree to disagree. Next, Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
My name is Anne. I live in the Bay Area, and I'm 68 years old. I helped my mom navigate Medicare. That was a nightmare I hope never, ever to have to go through again. It was awful for her. It was awful for me, and I just knew I never wanted to go through that. I knew that there were choices and that there were balances to be made and that it could be totally impenetrable. The chapter basically does the work for you. When you're turning 65, when you're looking at going on Medicare, they will look at all the options for you, give you advice as to what's best. One plan might be better for this, one plan might be better for that. I didn't have to do that calculation. They do the research and you don't have to pay for it. We gave a person the information, a person got back to us. You don't have to make yourself crazy.
To learn more about how you can get free personalized Medicare advice, visit chapter.com today.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife Nicole to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
August is Sandwich Month, and Easy Cater is rolling out a new surprise deal every week from August 3rd through 30th. That means every order of delicious sandwiches for your team comes with a side of something special just for you. From cheesesteaks and cubanos to pita pockets and pastrami, Easy Cater makes it easy to bring everyone's favorite sandwiches to work and rack up big rewards while you're at it. New week, new deal, all August long. Visit easycater.com to place your next order and take a bite out of Sandwich Month. Restrictions apply. See offer details at easycater.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
Rev up your summer at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Explore the new British Bike Exhibition, professional level race simulators, and mark your calendar for Tacoma Cars and Coffee or family drive-in movie nights. Plan your visit now at americascarmuseum.org.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump signing an executive order today that creates the Military Spouse Commission, which he says aims to place a greater emphasis on military families and push for military readiness. The commission will be chaired by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's wife. Here's Trump at the signing.
The commission will develop suggestions to address particular challenges in housing, employment, healthcare, education, childcare, and just about everything else you can think of.
Wildfires near Spokane have forced an estimated 60,000 people from their homes as fast-moving flames continue to spread across eastern Washington. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Close to 700 structures have been destroyed, including hundreds of homes. Residents across Spokane are being told to evacuate now. Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove.
We've brought significant assets to bear, both rotor and fixed-wing aircraft, engines, dozers, hand crews. We have more than 900 individuals among the different agencies.
Hundreds of firefighters, including crews from California and Australia, are up against extremely dry conditions and high winds, leaving 60,000 people wondering if their homes will survive. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A coalition of Seattle stadiums, arenas, and event organizers are urging Mayor Katie Wilson to reactivate police-connected surveillance cameras in the Stadium District and Pioneer Square. In a letter sent today, the group cited recent shootings at Seattle Center and Capitol Hill, saying the 22 cameras linked to the Seattle Police Department's real-time crime center are important tools for preventing violence and identifying suspects during major events. The Ballard Goodwill may be facing a major change. According to the Seattle Times, the newly filed development plans call for demolishing the longtime thrift store on Northwest 65th Street and building a large apartment complex with roughly 300 units, retail space, and underground parking. Goodwill officials say the nonprofit has occupied the site for more than 2 decades and has not received any notice to leave. It was a walk-off weekend for the Mariners against the Minnesota Twins as the team won both Saturday and Sunday in the bottom of the 9th.
Here comes Fairchild on to score. Walk-off winner for the second day in a row. Colt Emerson with a screaming line drive base hit down the right field line.
The team has the day off today before welcoming the Detroit Tigers to town. And a roster move for the Mariners. Seattle has traded veteran outfielder Taylor Ward from Baltimore. Ward is coming off a career-best 36 home run last year. And now to your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Everett to Seattle, about 35. Everett to Bellevue is about 25 minutes. Better Way to Seattle, still comfortable at 25 minutes right now. Lake bridges are fine. This traffic report is brought to you by HBO's Hard Knocks. Tune into the premiere episode of the 2026 season Tuesday. That's tomorrow, August 4th at 6 p.m., featuring your reigning Super Bowl champion, the Seattle Seahawks. For your forecast, haze today, but temperatures are still pretty warm. Highs will be in the low 80s. Right now, it's about 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
We're going to talk about when get off my lawn goes too far. For this story, we go to Minnesota, where a man is facing criminal charges after an attempt to stop neighborhood kids from riding their bikes across his lawn as a shortcut to a nearby park. 39-year-old Kyle Steffen, that's his name, he told police that kids have been using his lawn as a bicycle superhighway for months. And he has told kids hundreds of times to stay the heck off the lawn, literally. Indeed, a local mother called police back in April, complaining that Mr. Steffen was yelling at children. Nothing came of that complaint. And Mr. Steffen told police, hey, you know what? The kids continued to decide to wreck my grass, quote, out of spite. So he took matters into his own hands and he installed a long plastic strip in the lawn, embedded with about 43-inch screws, which he hoped would puncture the tires of the young folks who were riding across his grass. Now police have charged him with a gross misdemeanor count of setting a spring gun / pitfall / deadfall or snare trap, and he faces a maximum sentence of 180 days in prison or $1,000 fine. Gee, do you think that setting a trap in your front lawn for them dang kids is a criminal matter, or is that entirely understandable?
It is one, as the great philosopher Ursula would say, it is 1,000% understandable. Now, my opinion on this topic would definitely be different 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I'm upset with this guy.
40-year-old G, no.
40-year-old G, I can't believe he would do this. But this guy took the proper, hey, these kids are rolling through my grass. I own this place. Can you do something about this? They don't do nothing. Okay, I'm going to put a strip down, and you go through, and it's going to puncture your tires. I'm not saying it's cool, but I understand.
Oh, wait a minute. That's an Ursula answer. You're not saying it's cool, but you understand.
Hey, so by the way, I purposely did it that way. As a matter of fact,
because
I don't know if you
understand too.
I don't know if
he's learning from you.
I don't know if you get, because today I came into this week because, usually G is the bad guy on 99% of the topics on the Gee and Ursula Show. So I said this week, I'm going to play it real like, I can see both sides. I'm going to do it like that's what I'm doing.
I don't apologize for being able to see from different perspectives. I'll never apologize for that. So that's not actually a bad thing. And I understand.
Exactly. An uncontroversial position.
Both sides on some topics are kind of different.
Absolutely. And we all know which ones those are. And I will not both sides those. But when it comes to Yeah, I understand why this guy would do it, but I wouldn't have done it. And I understand now why he's not going to face any prison time. He's not going to even face jail time. He's probably going to get a slap on the wrist.
The man got arrested.
Yes, because
he's got to hire an attorney.
I am going to guess that there's more to the story than what has just been presented. And I'm going to say that what if one of those kids got seriously hurt, maimed, died?
Okay,
Ursula.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Okay, so
did he take it too far?
No, he took it exactly how I probably would have done
Amen.
it. And by the way, if you are disagreeing with me, which I know is a sport here on the Gee Ursula Show,
Yes.
if you're disagreeing with me, what should he have done? He's already, hey,
call the cop call the cops every day.
Are you serious?
Call the cops every day.
What I'm not going to do, if they're not taking it seriously, what I'm not going to do is do something that would increase liability for me. There is the chance that someone would get seriously injured from that.
Some of us aren't that smart, though. Like, we're not attorneys.
I'm married to an attorney.
Yeah.
So, but I also do understand the frustration, and I would also be approaching these parents' these kids' parents, and saying, I don't want to have to take the next step, but I'm going to have to take the next step if you don't keep your kids from going through my lawn.
See, this guy could be a Class A jerk, right? Like, he could be a Class A jerk and yelling at the children. By the way, that term children gets thrown around real loosely, right? These are not children in my mind. When you're talking about kids riding to the park, they're at least 13, 14. And if you got some 13, 14-year-old kids who are approaching your size as an adult guy, as an adult male, and they're just like, screw you, Pops. Like, I'm going to ride over your grass. You know what? You better look out. There might be something in the grass. Like, I'd probably stick with the sprinkler, the motion-activated sprinkler.
There you go.
Or
what about a fence? Robin Puyallup.
I have to spend $10,000 on a fence for other people's children to have basic respect for their neighbors?
Well, go to the neighbors first and say, keep your kids off my lawn.
They could die. Oh, well, what if I had a dog in my yard? All right? Like, there are states in this country where if you trespass on people's property, they'll legit shoot you. That has happened to kids who are just knocking on doors.
So the spikes are the only option.
The idea that a prosecutor would take this case on and police would arrest a man, require him to get $10,000 worth of attorney fees.
My name, and if you know, you know. Text in if you know. My name is Stanley. Text in if you know. My name is Stanley. That's all I gotta say. Let's see how many of y'all really rock with me.
Look at what everyone's saying.
Stanley.
Automatic sprinklers. I don't know Stanley, but automatic sprinklers.
Those are expensive though, too. I mean, this is probably cost him $20. Little PVC and a screwdriver. You're good. I was shocked by this headline. Andrew Tate repeats as Seafair Unlimited hydroplane champion. Apparently, this man won the Seafair race, and I was like, isn't he in prison on some trafficking charges? Gee, if you got the name Andrew Tate, you changing that?
Chef, when I saw it on the rundown, I kept looking.
I was like, what?
And I even said, well, Chef, did you mess up? I thought you messed up.
No.
Like, what does Andrew Tate have to do with this? Man, if your name Andrew Tate, man, you got to get a new name.
Tough sledding. Tough sledding.
But it's interesting, though. People will just automatically say, oh, Andrew Tate, and demonize, but they don't use that same energy for other names.
Would you change your name? This guy, by the way, is notorious for being one of the original Manosphere A-list alpha male types who claims to be,
The Seafair guy?
No, not the Seafair guy.
Okay,
the guy,
yes.
the Andrew Tate, who's facing sex trafficking charges for luring women to Romania, stealing their passports, and forcing them to engage in sex work and allegedly raping them.
So I'm going to ask, though, why would the Seafair champion Andrew Tate have to change his name? Just
I mean, it is such a notorious. I mean, like, can you imagine if your name was Osama after, the 9/11 attacks? Like, you can't do anything about it.
Well,
that name has now surpassed your own.
Except you can win races, let people know there's another Andrew Tate. I wouldn't change my name.
Still start going by Drew or something. Andy.
By the way, Ursula, I only had one get it. Tyson from the 808 got it.
Oh.
Can you please stay off my freaking grass. That's Stanley from Friday.
Yes.
Tell the people to stay off the grass. But, Ursula, you wouldn't change your name? You keep your name
I thought
the
about
same?
it. Remember, I was thinking about being Betty from the Archie comics, Betty and Veronica. I wanted to be Betty.
Yeah.
When I first moved to the United States. Ursula just wasn't cutting it for me.
It wasn't cut.
Nope.
All right. Hey, coming up next on the Gee Ursula Show, your text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
How sweet it is!
50 seasons of moments. 50 seasons of legends. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Join Mariners past and present at T-Mobile Park August 7th through 9th for 50 Season Celebration Weekend. The festivities begin Friday with a post-game slugfest, the Alumni Home Run Derby featuring Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday will be a showstopper. 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Arrive early to witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed.
It just continues!
The weekend wraps up on Sunday with a collectible 50 Seasons pin giveaway thanks to KeyBank. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
August is Sandwich Month, and Easy Cater is rolling out a new surprise deal every week from August 3rd through 30th. That means every order of delicious sandwiches for your team comes with a side of something special just for you. From cheesesteaks and cubanos to pita pockets and pastrami, Easy Cater makes it easy to bring everyone's favorite sandwiches to work and rack up big rewards while you're at it. New week, new deal, all August long. Visit easycater.com to place your next order and take a bite out of Sandwich Month. Restrictions apply. See offer details at easycater.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use it directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth, with the Robert Cray Band. August 6th, the Tulalip Amphitheater. Get tickets on sale now at Tulalip and Quill Cedar 1 Club Desks or Ticketmaster.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you all hanging out with the show. It's time for us to go over these text messages. Ursula, what you got?
Well, we started off the show not just talking about the Spokane wildfire, but we brought up Chief Barnes and, well, now former SPD chief, and all the things we're learning about him. 425 said, "Gee, thank you for pointing out the magic trick from City Hall regarding Chief Barnes versus suspects of the Bite of Seattle and information about them."
And I just want to tell you, Ursula, the grown-up G did not really go deep into why we are continuing to see the story on tax liens and settlements of what the chief got, and now he's on the door, because I didn't want to take away from the show. The grown-up G is just like, hey, can we please find out, can we have more of a focus on the investigation?
Thank you.
Tomorrow is the primary. And every single election, we talk about this. Ursula is begging y'all to vote.
Yes. Do not let your vote go to waste. And we did hear from some folks, a few Republicans said, I'm Republican and I don't vote because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To which I say, please, that's exactly why you should vote.
So according to our text messages, a lot of people are voting that listen to KIRO Radio.
Yes, Fernando in Seattle said, voted, just got a text that said my signature's been verified and my ballot will be counted. And then another one said, we turned in our ballots this morning to a ballot box. The state Supreme Court races were challenging, but we discovered that the League of Women Voters of Washington did a wonderful job interviewing each candidate, asking them the same 4 questions. Each interview was about 7 to 8 minutes, and we listened to a different race each evening, and it helped us a lot in deciding who gets our vote. Don't want to take these judicial races lightly, as we've seen just how important they are. There's actually a 5th race, but there's only 2 running in that one for the Supreme Court, and so that'll be in November. So you'll be voting on 5.
Our good buddy Davis to Homers County texted us and said, first-time voter here. I'm putting it in an official ballot drop box tomorrow. I have been swamped, keeping the economy going. Good for you. To vote. Admit first time, second time, just vote.
Yes. Spokane wildfires. Don in Tacoma says, I was in Spokane last week, just got back. It was unbelievable. Many of my friends were forced out. Some told they couldn't go back for their pets, but they did find a way back.
425 says, shout out to utility workers as well. Line workers are out with first responders, making it safe for the community while their families are also being evacuated. Very good text.
For only the 3rd time, women now outnumber men in the workforce. 206 says, gee, don't apologize. Young men today are allowing women to surpass them and won't put in the effort to match today's women. All my sons do is complain about what others haven't done for them. It is a dang shame.
I don't know who you are, 206, but just leave us your name next time. You text in the heat. Oh, now how do you pronounce
Pedram?
Pedram?
Mm-hmm.
Pedram, Layla's son, says, I don't know of any, but after I get my master's, which is for decoration only, I still need a rich husband because I want to be a stay-at-home dad.
There you go.
Okay. I love the flavor of that text, too.
Okay, when does get the heck off my lawn go too far? Aaron in Auburn says, how about some super soakers filled with skunk-smelling spray? See, now there you go. Hose them punks down with something that smells horrible. Then they'll avoid your yard.
Come on, you'd be saying that was assault.
If you put pee in a super soaker and you soak them,
maybe that.
What would you rather?
Why did you put that in there? You really?
I went to military school.
Yeah, you've seen it all.
I mean, I've seen it all. Mountain Dew cans. You never put your Mountain Dew cans in there. What else you got, Ursula?
Movie theater struggling?
Yeah.
Roger in the UP says, when I'm watching a movie at home, I can pause the movie, use my own bathroom, grab a beer, flirt with my wife, smoke a cigar or something. I paid over $200 the last time I took my family to the theater, and I couldn't do any of those things. I'll stick with Netflix and Paramount.
Ursula, it's time for Words Lit By. What you got?
This is from the late, great Maya Angelou, who says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. It's one of my faves.
Ursula, you've over the 6.5 years, that's seriously one of my favorite words to live by. Straight up. I love that one. Nick, what you got, man?
Well, is it safe for partners to be sharing finance books from within their history that could give off some funny looks? If it's practical expenses in the past, there's no big deal, but a list of jewels or makeup could add up to cause a squeal. So if that secret gets revealed, it might be time for change to be sticking with essentials that's within your spending range. Maybe not Mark Peterson's essentials of whiskey and a passport, but you know what? I'm sure you get the idea in the future.
Ursula, right now, if you had to grab something, you could come real fast, what would you grab out of your house right now?
Passport and my go bag. Oh, of course, scooter. Hello, scooter first.
Oh, yeah.
And then, passport and go bag.
Okay. Lillian will probably grab the cats. I'm grabbing a few watches and a passport. And I'm out.
Photo albums, laptops.
Yeah, my photo albums. That's too many. I don't have them all in one spot.
Thanks, Ursula. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Nick.
You too, man.
Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Ursula, tell the people to vote again. Come on,
Please vote. I want you to be among those that I talk about when I say turnout was great on Wednesday.
Right.
Tomorrow is the date. You've got to drop it into the ballot box. Don't bother mailing it anymore. Drop it in.
You know it's on your counter right now. You know, listener, it is on your counter if you haven't voted yet. Go and get it. Fill it out. All right. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
DayandNight.net. Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
DayandNight.net.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. And if there's two things you can count on, it's your smoke detector battery dying at 3 a.m. Not 3 p.m. on a Saturday when you have nothing going on, but in the middle of the night when you're fast asleep.
Oh, come
on!
Get 24/7 protection when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Just one more thing you can count on. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and